night vlogging. I am the Night Rider. I'm just coming back from my night class, or evening class really, not really night class. I teach a group of people from near Afghanistan. I don't want to say where, and I don't want to say whom. And this is for the protection of the individuals I teach. However, this group of people from somewhere near Afghanistan is a wonderful group of people. Very friendly, very highly educated, excellent in English, excellent in cultural training, marvelous understanding of the world, very curious, and just really fun to teach, really fun to be around. I think half the time they're teaching me. I've learned an awful lot about not only the place where they live, but also the things that they believe in. And I think that this type of, for lack of a better word, this type of exchange is really important. There's a lot of misunderstanding in the world and a lot of stereotyping of people. And what you learn, generally, at least from my experience, is that people are basically the same everywhere. People want to be peaceful. People want to be, they want to have a job, a life, a family. We're all basically the same. As Kennedy said, we all inhabit this small planet. And it really is a small planet. And the human experience, as varied as it is also very common. A lot of commonalities. So, I'm just coming back from this class feeling really inspired. Feeling very positive. The class ended probably an hour before I actually left. Such was the nature of the discussion. It was just so interesting. I didn't leave it, the time just passed. Wonderful, wonderful. Kind of brings me back to my days when I was in Fiji. My brain is tingling. It's a very nice night. This morning it started out rather brisk. Something about 42, 43 degrees. Which wasn't as brisk as yesterday, although they said it would be as brisk, if not more so. But it wasn't. It was very pleasant. Which reminds me, this morning's cold weather ride and my recent purchase of cold weather gear has inspired something that I never really gave much thought to until I spoke with a couple of people. And that idea is the Polar Bear Challenge. This challenge is basically one where people ride in the cold weather, and we have kind of a contest, a friendly contest to see who rides the most in the coldest weather, who reaches the lowest temperature on the bike, that kind of thing. And we'll try to make up some goofy prize. Since I'm the one that came up with the idea, maybe I should come up with the prize. I don't know. If anybody has an idea for a prize, I'm all ears. I was thinking of getting some kind of a polar bear teddy bear thing and putting it on the back of some motorcycle. That'll be your goofy prize. Kind of like the chicken, the polar bear on a bike. Maybe it wouldn't be cool if we could make a patch, like a polar bear on a motorcycle kind of a patch, or a polar bear graphical icon-y thing. That'd be kind of cool. Some of the ideas I'm working on, and I'll come up with a real video soon that outlines the program that I'm starting. But some of the ideas would be like this. And this is actually some ideas that Chuck really inspired. Thank you, Chuck, for this. Chuck is the suburban rider, for those of you who are not in the know, but I imagine everybody is. Chuck said, why don't we have categories like person who rides the most, the highest number of times under 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That way, people in the South can compete. Because, you know, if we're going to try to base the winner on whoever rides in the absolute lowest temperature, then the northern people have it over the southern people just by dint of where they live. And it's not really a fair competition. But at least if we say person who rides the most in 32 degree weather or below, that'll be one category. Another one can, of course, be person who rides in the lowest temperature. I was thinking of another category, person who rides the most miles in the lowest temperature, like between the months of November and March. You know, November 21st and March 21st seems to be the logical time period. So we'll see how it goes. As I said, I'm still in the planning process, but I do have some time if it's going to be November 21st to March 21st. So stay tuned, and I'll have more information for you. Chicka 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 ba 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 ba.